r/AskReddit by Reddify. Which YouTubers did you unsubscribe from, and why? Ray William Johnson. I grew up. But he never did. He never did. He moved on from =3. Game Theory. The videos used to be fun and informative, and about a whole lot of different topics. Now it's just constant anime, Super Smash Bros, and paid videos. I'm really close to unsubbing. It used to be fun and interesting math/science applied to the video games. How much is diamond armor worth in Minecraft? Is a bullet bill lethal? Stuff like that. All the new stuff they put out is just a bunch of fan theories for FNAF and Undertale. I just feel like I'm clearly not the target audience anymore. And the new YouTube series doesn't really seem like it is anything about math or science either. Just gaming stuff and things you can do with money. Rooster Teeth. What I'm going to write will sound hipsterish, but I was a big fan of Rooster Teeth when it was a small staff. The Runk Tank podcast literally pulled me from depression. Instead of my car rides where I was wallowing in self-pity, I was laughing to these stories with people I felt close with. Red vs Blue was great and the budding achievement hunter stuff was fun to watch on occasion. It felt like a nice tight-knit family. And I felt a part of it. Now RT is this huge entertainment company. Their stuff is still funny, but I don't feel connected to it anymore. There is too much content and a lot of it doesn't interest me. The issue is that inside jokes from one section will carry over to another, and it's way too much to keep up with. I'm very happy for Rooster Teeth's success, but it just doesn't feel like the family I was a part of. Wish them continued success, but now I tend to watch creators with occasional content like Dunkey or Soviet Womble. I can keep up with it, get the jokes, and move on. I don't feel like you're a hipster because you liked them before they went big. I feel like everyone has that phenomenon happen to them. Something always feels so much better about the older days. CinemaSins. It was funny at first, but I think they lost sight of the original idea when they got big. I do enjoy their side projects though, and I would recommend the book Jeremy wrote. I'm still subbed, but I don't watch them much anymore. They've definitely lost sight of what they were originally, but their subs and views are going up, so they must be doing something right. I miss when it was a 4-minute video and actually did stuff like here there's a car on the left, now in this shot. The car isn't there at all. Now it's just Super Nintendo. Ding. And 25 minutes. The Dark Knight was 4 minutes. The Force Awakens was 19 minutes. Agreed. They used to point out inconsistencies or stupid tropes. They still do that sometimes, but it gets buried under all the nonsensical whining. Sometimes they even sin things that were clearly set up or explained earlier in the film. I get that that's kind of their shtick. And to be honest, they are still one of my go-to channels when I want to watch something I don't have to think too hard about. But to be honest, I largely watch them to get a Cliff Notes version of movie I haven't seen in a while, rather than get insights on things I didn't notice before. Fred. I've been watching YouTube for way too long. I stopped watching because I started to develop a sense of humor. Holy hit. I remember Fred. I remember avoiding his videos. What was even worse about that channel was the time where his fan base accused another YouTuber of copying him, Makemabit35. This was complete bullshit, mainly because Makemabit was doing YouTube videos longer before Fred was around, and their videos were nothing alike. In response to the toxic behavior, Makemabit made a video simulating what his content would be like if they were contrast to Fred. It shut the fan base up pretty good. Man. Good old Damien. Grade A. Got annoying and stupid. I couldn't give a bigger hit about YouTube drama or the YouTube community for that matter. And since he went on and on about it, I lost all interest in his channel. He's gone back now, though. Last few videos were normal. Used to be subscribed to Toby Turner's Daily Vlogs channel for some reason. I never really was that interested in his life, but I always found myself watching them. Unsubbed a couple of years back after I stopped watching them, and his videos were clogging up my feed. I had pretty much forgotten about him until a few weeks back when the ape accusations came about. Ape accusations? What? Holy hit. I haven't watched one of his videos in a few years, just kind of stopped keeping up with him, but he was one of my favorites for a while. WTF happened? I'm not an expert. But Ike. He was accused of drugging and raping an ex. Another older ex came out of the woodworks and claimed that he was emotionally abusive, though she'd never actually been physically assaulted or molested. Another even older ex then came out and said that he didn't abuse her in any capacity, but that these were serious topics and should be taken seriously. Anijan. I subscribed to him as a sophomore in high school and just turned 25 this last April. I haven't listened to him in a while, so I watched a few of his videos for old time's sake. Jesus. I can't stand that guy anymore. Can't believe I ever did. The dude has some serious personality issues. His attitude to criticism scares me a little. I remember a Jax Films video where he did impressions of other video makers and he just went, "I'm scared to do this impression," when Anijan popped up. Didn't he also say that his spouse couldn't be aped because she'd slept with 20 people already? Hydraulic press channel. Only a few things crush in an interesting manner, and everything else just kinda gets smashed. Nothing was ever as funny as the girl laughing in the background made it out to be. Considering he's Reddit's favorite thing ever, I expect to be downvoted for being honest. I do miss the accent and pronunciation, but the content got boring. Here we have a user with a valid opinion, but they could attack at any time, so we must deal with them. Attack. The Amazing Atheist. I used to love that guy back in the day, but then I sort of realized he was a huge neckbud. The hugest neckbud. Ugh. College humor. Sometime after that stupid ducking 1 in 5 video they did where they so bravely disabled ratings and comments, I used to be addicted to college humor. I feel like I started to fall off as more and more of the original cast started leaving. RIP bleep bloop. KSI. His earliest Fifth of Funners videos were actually quite enjoyable and funny, but in the last few years he's just become a better than everyone else and everything he does now is tragic and only for YouTube money. It's just I'm black jokes and XL theming which really falls in taste with all the 12-year-olds he's cashing in on. His race to Division 1 stuff was some of the funniest YouTube video clips I've ever seen. Watch Mojo because they are putting out crap lists. They've run out of ideas and the lists got worse and the topic got ridiculous. Just quantity, zero quality. Same goes with Screen Rant. They had good lists at first, then it just got clickbaity and same damn list with different titles re-uploaded. Couldn't put out new original content, so unsubscribed. My wife and I got addicted to Watch Mojo a year or so back. They had a lot of decent videos at first, and we would watch most of them every night. But it seems like they really have started to SC8 the bottom of the barrel. How many times can they reuse the same content for pretty much the same list, just a different title? Think of lists like top 10 songs of the 1980s and then top 10 summer songs of the 1980s. Both lists will share half the same songs and content, and they will do this with pretty much every genre, etc. John Green. The dude puts water in his cereal. Like, what the living duck? John Green is like the lamest cool guy ever. Nah, he's the coolest lame guy. Game Grumps. I'm happy they're growing, but it doesn't feel right anymore. It turned from a humble little show that got massively popular to a corporation in the making, bringing on newer people that aren't necessary. Video series that have no end in sight. Dark Souls, Mario Maker, and when there is a video that has an end in sight, Zelda, it takes up to 3 months to complete, leaving no room for new content. The one-offs and VS videos are essentially gone. And I think the only way I was going to get brought back is if they actually finished Fire Red. And since it's been over a year, I don't particularly care if they do or not anymore. I'm just kinda done with them. They used to play a new game or 2 every week. Now they'll play a game for 3 months or more. If you look at how many games they play, it's gone down drastically. It just gets dull watching part 79 of one game and part 54 of another. Danny basically never plays. Half of the team just sits there 95% of the time. He says he isn't comfortable with 3D games. So play an older game or figure it out, like it's what you do for a living. Aaron really oversells it. He's acting more like a 13-year-old. Oh my god, holy hit dude. What the duck? Suck my peen. Fake rage and surprise is obvious and boring. They phone it in hard sometimes. There is a clear lack of any effort whatsoever at times. Skip all the dialogue. Pay attention to nothing. Wander into enemies. Die. Accomplish nothing. Next time on Game Grumps. They don't bother to fast forward anymore. Eren dies in the Shadow Temple and has to walk all the way back to the boss. Danny asks if they should fast forward. Nah. So this episode is going to be walking back through what we've already seen. Awesome. When they played Tojum and Earl, they never used a single present. That's like playing an FPS and never firing your gun. That's the whole game. It's one of your primary buttons. On the Genesis, there are 3 damn buttons, but they never figured it out. That just shows how incredibly little effort they'll put in. Just push the D-pad around for 10 minutes and say the game sucks. Just get to 10 minutes. It doesn't matter if we are completely phoning it in and not trying at all. Just get to 10 minutes. Don't worry about figuring out what to do or actually getting anything done in the game. Just get to 10 minutes. The creatures. Just not the same after they let go of Gassy Mexican, and I totally dropped them off when Seamus, SSOHPKC, fell off the face of the earth. They got way more business oriented than when the group started up, and it was just about having fun. Yeah, they are a perfect case of when a group starts out just for the love and fun of things, which then turns into a business that sucks everything out of everyone. I stopped watching their videos a bit before the new people like Intern Joe came on, but when Nova and Alex left, that was the nail that made me unsubscribe. It's sad to see the group turn like this, especially since I pretty much followed them, mostly Nova and Seamus, before they even made the creature channel. James left too. Man, I miss when it was Nova, Spoon, Kutra, and Gassy just peening around in Minecraft. Remember when they built a huge tower just so they could catch squid? It was cash. Yes. You all need to explain. I have no idea who any of these people are. If you going to answer the question, then answer the ducking question. Could you explain? CinemaSins. Their videos just got way too long. It's no longer pointing out bizarre sins in movies, but a scene by scene deconstruction. Every scene is a sin. I unsubbed after realizing half the sins were complaining about plot points that were clearly explained in the movie. They used to be actually good sins, but now it's just how many tiny little stupid things that may or may not be actual mistakes can we talk about to make this video unreasonably long. I started noticing that he's just sinning plot points for time stuff when he reviewed Star Wars. He sinned stormtroopers walk through the Falcon. Don't see anyone who immediately wants to fight back and bring on some dudes with scanning equipment to locate anyone on board from a safe distance, as these guys just walked around and called it a day. Ding. Saucif/SauceFednet. I love the old hosts and some of the new hosts. Still, it's not the same. And the content went from actual news reporting to forced comedy shticks that usually fall short. I miss Lee, Elliot and Joe. They got it done right and could judge when to be humorous or serious. Philip DeFranco. JK, I still dig him after all these years. You beautiful bastard. Love yo faces, and I'll see you tomorrow. Lee Fisher. Saw one of his earlier videos that was complete height. Later I realized what a mistake I had made. I've never subbed and unsubbed to a channel within an hour. Leafy is the definition of punching down. The Syndicate Project. It just doesn't seem the same anymore. I used to watch him play COD Zombies all the time. It's how I became so good at zombies. To the point I would carry even the worst noobs to high rounds. After the whole thing with Kate, he seemed completely different. Now, as far as I know, he mostly does vlogs like many other washed up YouTubers. What happened with Kate? How to basic. I watched a couple of videos. Thought they were funny and subscribed. I kept watching and getting increasingly disgusted with the waste, depravity and destruction. If it makes you feel better, he gets all that food from a grocery store because it's past the sell by date. That actually makes me feel a lot better. PewDiePie. He went from actually fun commentaries to doing boring simulator videos. And his fans can be pretty horrible. One of my favorite series is his Dark Souls and Bloodborne playthroughs. I'm a big Soulsborne fan, but for some reason he stopped putting up videos halfway through DS2, and he did 4 hilarious videos from DS3 and none since. Really annoying because his BB playthrough is one of the funniest series he's ever done. His Gamma Play stuff is good, but a lot of his videos now aren't about gaming. Fair play to him. I mean, it's his channel and I appreciate he's probably making videos now which he likes. But I'm still gutted I never saw him finish DS2 or 3. Gaming channels like PewDiePie and Markiplier. They post videos every 3 or 4 hours. Some of them are nonsense gamma plays or vlogs. Most of them are really boring. Imo. Basically they are just uploading videos in order to haste views and money. Basically they are just uploading videos in order to haste views and money. So would I. With that fan base. You're gonna fault them for being prolific? Of course not. It's just their job, but I think that is someday they will run out of good ideas or good games and their channel will start to lose quality. Those are amazing channels, but they need to go slower with the use of ideas. Make sure to like and subscribe so we can watch together.